he's saying that I'm an electrical engineer was a polite way of saying that I really don't know what I'm going to talk about now, because electrical engineers think about development in a very different way. When we think about development, it is about circuits and it's about computers. Anyway, so I could not add much to what our panelists have already said, but let me take a slightly different perspective. If you think about the MDGs, they're basically outcomes. They tell you by the end of this millennium, A, B, C, D, E have to be accomplished. But they don't tell you what does it take to accomplish A, B, C, D? What are the necessary conditions? And the fundamental question to ask is, are these necessary conditions in place in this world today to accomplish the Millennium Goals? And my thesis is that they probably are not, they most likely are not, and I think I can even say they are not in place. So what would that, there are many necessary conditions, we don't have time to talk about all of them, but let me just talk about one. So if you think about development, when I think about development, I think about wealth generation, because only through wealth generation can you bring many more people out of poverty into middle class. I don't think about redistributing wealth, taking the wealth from the rich and giving it to the poor and arguing that the world doesn't need to generate more wealth. I think if we have to think about development accurately and correctly, we have to start thinking about wealth generation. When you think about wealth generation, you think about energy, because it takes energy to create output to generate wealth. And I think our speaker already made a point about this interconnected grid of energy. So let's just give it, assume that that's going to be necessary. But even when that is necessary, you cannot make solar, to pick an example, more effective, more efficient, just by giving subsidies. By giving subsidies, you can create adoption, but you cannot create more efficient solar systems, PEVs. And the only way to do that is to invest in research. And this is my challenge to you all. Tell me how many countries in this world have a research portfolio which they're investing in on a country-by-country basis and taking responsibility for their own economic development. My answer is it's less than 20. So when you think about 7 billion people in this world who have to come out of poverty, every country has to start taking responsibility in building great universities to create a great educated workforce, to invest in great research within their country, to control and own and develop an IP portfolio, to build policies to move these technologies out to solve societal problems and societal needs. And I think if every country is enabled, it's only then we would lead to a point where we want to be. Right now where we are, the top 10 countries in the world, where I live is one of them, are basically controlling most of the wealth generation capability, and that's why you're not seeing these Millennium Goals being accomplished as much or as broadly distributed as I think they should be. So I'm going to stop there. I just wanted to cause a little bit of controversy, so I hope I